Let's tweet this out and we'll get going. And Discord. See how long it takes people to get in here after I post. I think there's a delay. There's general discussion. All right. Now we get started. Lamar versus Indy. Giants. What's up, Hendrix? All right, now the viewers are starting to come in. Love it. Welcome. We're just getting some early NFL looks. I'm going to go through what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the board now, just without looking at any stats, just knowing what I know. I'm going to call out some stuff that looks good initially. And then depending on how long that takes, we'll actually look at some stats and start cooking. So hopefully you guys are good with that. In the meantime, let's check the chat because it's already popping off. How's everybody doing? Daniel Jones pass attempts against Niners? Oh, with Saquon out, maybe. Let me check on that. Because they're going to be losing, and they're going to be 31.5, kind of higher than I'd like for Danny Jones. I'd have to look at more stats before I take that. Debo season against the Giants, I wouldn't. The Giants don't play a lot of cover 3, and that's really the only time I'll ever play Debo. I want to see. I'm going to check how often the Giants do play cover 3, actually. Got teams. Pass coverage. Here we go. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. All right, so we're looking at cover 3, and we're looking for the Giants. Giants play it right at league average, so I'm not playing Debo. That seems like an IU game written all over it. If anybody wonders why I yell at my screen while I do this, it's because not showing up here is the soccer props that I bet on. How do you check what defensive team schemes run? There's a website that's not open to the public. It's that I have access to. You have to pay a lot of money for it, called True Media. So if you want to cough up some good money, it's not like a $20 a month props that cash thing. It's like a one-time pretty hefty fee. So if you guys want that, feel free to contact them. Rodney, what's up? All right, let's do this. Back to business. Brock Purdy versus Giants. Don't see much edge there. Daniel Jones versus the Niners. I'm going to have to look into more stuff, but with Saquon gone and a likely positive game script, I wouldn't hate it. Mac Jones versus the Jets. Oh, he's probably cooked. Zach Wilson versus the Patriots. I mean, his line's at 167.5. I mean, I'm definitely not playing an over, but like how much lower is it realistically going to get? I'm not playing that. Lamar versus Indy is enticing. I thought the Ravens looked good last week. Tannehill versus Cleveland. I think he's going to be in trouble. I need to check on how well he does versus pressure before I make a strong stance there. Russell Wilson versus Miami, I don't like. At 231, I might even lead the under. Tua versus Denver. I haven't watched much of Denver, to be fair. So I'm going to hold off on that. I think I would like it, but I'm pretty sure they have a new defensive coordinator, so I'm going to have to look into that more. Josh Allen versus Washington. Don't see much edge there. Desmond Ritter versus Detroit. It's I think the line is where it should be. Jared Goff's at home. Go ahead and take that over. And now David Montgomery's out, so they're going to pass the ball even more. That's a great one. Trevor Lawrence, 244.5 versus Houston. Could be in a good spot to rebound after that Chiefs game. Justin Herbert, 295.5, bro. 295. I'd probably still like that over. That's free. That's not free. The matchup is free, but the number is rightfully high as shit. But it's one I'm interested in. Kirk Cousins versus Chargers, not touching. Geno Smith versus Panthers, not touching that. Dak versus Arizona, I think could be enticing. I think the Cowboys have gotten carried a little bit by their defense. And because of that, Dak hasn't really had to do anything. But against a very bad defense, I think this could be a spot where he looks to get his feet out under him and dominate a little bit. Dobbs versus Dallas, that's an under if I've ever seen it. Justin Fields versus Kansas City, definitely not touching that. Patrick Mahomes versus the Bears, again, same thing as Herbert. Great matchup, high as shit for a reason. Jalen Hurts versus the Bucks, I'm probably not playing that. Let's go check rushing yards. McCaffrey versus the Giants, possibly. Debo, definitely not. He's just not really getting involved in the rushing game that much, but he's always prone to break one open. Ramondre versus the Jets. I can't decide how to feel about Ramondre yet this season, honestly. Lamar versus the Colts don't feel great either way. Derrick Henry, I would not play that. Javonte Williams, maybe. I need to look at how much his usage has been. The matchup is enticing, but I don't know how many rushes he's been getting. Let's catch up on some what's it called? Comments. Vikings versus Chargers got shootout written all over it. Yeah, I agree. Can we get a ladder going again? Absolutely. I think we'll get a smash play going and then we'll do that again. Oh, I can show comments on here? That's nice. Big Joker, appreciate you. Do I still like Herbert's passing yards even after Swift went crazy on the Vikings? Wouldn't more rely on Kelly and Eckler overthrowing it a ton? I don't. I think a big part of Swift going as crazy as he did is just the fact that the Eagles' offensive line is that good. We kind of, by we, I mean like me and JJ, we kind of predicted beforehand that the game was going to go one of two ways. Either Brian Flores would be extremely stubborn and still run cover two, in which the Eagles would run all over them, not only because they have a better offensive line, but because that is a run-friendly scheme. Or two, Brian Flores would be smart, adapt. I'm thinking Brian Flores. Brian Flores would be smart, adapt, run more cover 3, cover 6, and then A.J. Brown would dominate the passing game. He was dumb enough to not only play cover 2 and get run on, but throughout that whole game, he never thought to adjust. So I think like 25% of the game he was playing cover 2, which is well above league average. And that happened. So, one, I don't think the Chargers can't run the same way that the Eagles can. And two, Brian Flores is gonna have to learn from that. I think the Vikings secondary is awful, by the way. We saw with Devonta Smith breaking off 2 big ones. Like, Herbert's going to have a field day going with that. What bets do I have live right now? I have so the ones I posted for soccer was the Dortmund game with the keepers combined over saves and the Atletico Madrid game with the keepers combined under saves. The Dortmund game just had a goal, so that's probably promising. They're both at 2 saves, I think. Donnarumma has a save. Coble has a save. So yeah, they're both at 2 saves. I am currently in Ohio, so I can't lock any bets unless I drive across the border. But by the time I got there, it was too late. So I ended up just taking the total goals in each game over and under 2.5 and just throwing a unit on that. I hate playing Broncos players. Yeah, it's not fun. Not a fan of Kirk versus the Chargers. I don't think I will ever be a fan of Kirk prop. I know his volume is super high. I'm just not that much of a believer in the talent of Kirk Cousins. I think it'll always be slightly overrated, and because of that, his lines will always be slightly too high for me to take. I like Hawkinson fantasy score as well. How have tight ends been doing against the Chargers? I mean, the Titans don't use the tight ends all that much. Who they played before? Yeah, I guess we haven't really seen how tight ends would do versus the Chargers. Let me see what his line's at. Because if it's at 4.5 or something again, I'd gladly take that. But anything 5.5 or higher is kind of tough. Oh, he doesn't even have lines up yet. Maybe DraftKings. Oh, DraftKings doesn't have anything up yet. Oh, we could potentially get a lot of value then if all these prize picks lines are just raw lines. They're not even from sports books. Okay, we're definitely going to be cooking today. Okay. Will I be posting my favorite ones? So what's going to happen is I'm going to do, just to give you guys some incentive to come in here and have some fun with us, I'm going to be looking at early props today and tomorrow. Me and JJ are going to get on a stream on Thursday, talk about some Thursday night and potentially some week 3 props, and then do another stream Friday morning. And then Friday afternoon, I'll post my full NFL list. That way, it's like I really cross every box. Unless there's something I absolutely love and I want to post as soon as possible because I know the line's going to move, then I'll post it. Appreciate the answer, of course. What's up, Christian? Debo saving me rush yards. Debo has not been rushing the ball all that much. So he's broken off a couple big ones, but I don't like relying on breakaway plays for my props. I want the least amount of potential volatility possible. So where were we? James Cook rush yards is still probably a little too low. If I'm gonna play James Cook prop, I'm probably still taking rush receiving though. So we'll take a look at what that line is when we can. Let's check on these Dortmund bets one more time. Sorry. Oh, there was a penalty. That's why. That's annoying. For those who don't know, I'm also a Dortmund fan. So Dortmund going down 1-0 early is not exactly what I want to see. All right. Live from Cincinnati. Exactly. That's where I'm living now. So I was in Kentucky, and then I was in Dallas for a few years, and now I'm settling down in Cincinnati for the next couple of years. Yeah, like Justin Jefferson receiving against the Chargers. I could play that. I could get behind that. He had a really good game versus the Eagles that kind of went under the radar because they lost, but I thought he played phenomenally. If that touchdown that he reached for doesn't end up being a fumble touchback and it ends up being a touchdown instead, I think we're having a completely different conversation about him. All right, what else we got? Brian Robinson not playing that. Bijan, maybe. It's hard for me not to play Bijan prop because he's a dog, but I don't know. I need to see what the injury report is for the Detroit interior defensive line because that's a revolving door at this point. It depends who plays. Travis Etienne versus Houston. I'm not playing that under. Alexander Madison versus the Chargers. Inefficient as hell, but that Chargers defense is not doing too great right now. So I'm not playing that. Kenneth Walker versus Carolina. Don't love it. Tony Pollard versus Arizona. Do they even have rush receiving props up? They do. So Tony Pollard, lots of potential on this one. If the rush receiving, I'll just look now because I'm super intrigued. Okay, they only have rushing yards up. If that rushing receiving opens up at anything below 95.5, taking that over rushing yards. If it opens up 100 or above, I'm taking rushing yards. At 75.5, with his crazy usage and very likely positive game script, I like that a lot. James Conner rushing yards against any other team, I'd love that line, but Dallas is just that good. Pacheco, you never know what the usage is going to be with Andy Reid. Jalen Hurts, don't love it. Rashad White, oh, that's against Philly, though. Definitely not. That's too low to take the under, but his usage has been beautiful. All right, receiving yards. I want to see if McCaffrey has a rushing receiving line at 114.5. I think it's Ian Harris. I think he's been tweeting out, I think it's like 42 consecutive non-injury or non-trade games for Christian McCaffrey. He's had at least 100 rushing and receiving yards combined, or total yards, because there was one game he had like a 30-yard completion or something. Damn, that's a save. Hold on. That's a save, isn't it? All right, that's at 3. For anybody who tailed the soccer one, the under we have just reached 3 saves. Off an absolutely bullshit play, too. I don't know what he was thinking. So, yeah, the over is at 2. The under is at, oh, no. Never mind. The under is now at 4. And the over is at 2. We're not looking great on that soccer card. Hate to break it to everybody. Yeah, that's not at all what we want to see. All right, back to football. McCaffrey rush receiving is in play. Ayuk could dominate this game. The Giants run a lot of cover 1 and blitzes, which is not good for. Am I thinking of the right team? Hold on. I'm trying to make sure that it's the Giants who play a lot of cover 1. Where is it? Oh, never mind. Oh, hold on. This is so confusing. Yeah, the Giants play a lot of cover 1. They've played it 24% of the time, which is 6% above league average this season. And let's check last season. No way they count that as a save. Jesus! Dorman gave up another goal. That's so brutal. All right, back to this. Yeah, Giants played second most cover 1 last year, and they blitz a lot. So if we're looking at that versus the Niners, George Kittle probably stays in a little bit more. Debo doesn't do well versus anything except cover 3. And if I'm not mistaken, cover 1 limits the running back receiving a little bit. So this very much is likely a Brandon Ayuk game. So I want to check something on the side here. For anybody who doesn't follow Jacob Gibbs on Twitter, you absolutely should. Extremely useful content. But I want to see he has a huge thread talking about that I can put in the chat where he basically breaks down every coverage in terms of which position it benefits more for receiving yards, which has become super helpful. So I want to see advanced search from Jacob Gibbs and cover one. I know it's somewhere. Nope, that's not the tweet I'm looking for. Oh, it's somewhere. I'll find it for you guys. I promise. Here it is. This is cover 3. Now we just need to find cover 1. That's cover 2. 4, 6. Oh, it doesn't even break down cover 1. That's not what we want. We're better than this, Jacob. Come on now. Well, okay. Cover 3 is also, I'm pretty sure. Actually, never mind. Let's check the 33rd team. I know I said we weren't going to look at numbers until later, but I want to confirm what I'm seeing. So we'll say receiving team San Francisco and pass coverage cover 1. This season on 15 snaps, Ayuk has been targeted on 6 of 15 routes, Kittle 4 of 15, Debo 4 of 16. So, oh, that's snaps, not routes. So yeah, Ayuk, that confirms what I was saying. 12.2 ADOT's lovely. 8.1 yards per route run is lovely. That's just the season. It's a small sample size. If we include last season, we'll go post week 13 since that's when I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy took over. Oh, I got to take something out of the oven. But yeah, looking at this, 40% targets per route run for Brandon Ayuk with Brock Purdy as his quarterback. Now, on this True Media site that I'm technically not allowed to publish, I can break down for snaps where Debo's in the game. So let's go do that. Players receiving, we'll say teammates on field. Brock Purdy and Debo. Bear with me, guys. And let's add targets. Targets per route. So, yep, exactly. Brandon Ayuk, 28% targets per route run with both Debo and Brock Purdy on the field. 15.6 yards per reception is beautiful. 11 receptions on 50 routes. It doesn't get much better than that. 13.57 air yards per target. I want to see, can I check yards per route run here? Yards per route run out wide and in the slot. We'll add both of those. So, oh my God, dude. All right. So, Brandon Ayuk, 6.62 yards per route run versus. Oh, wait, this isn't even looking at cover 1. Hold on. Might get better. Let's see. Oh, wow. All right. Can you guys still see me? I hope you can still see me. So for the 45 people that are watching, I'm sure I can take a screenshot and show you guys. I assume that's allowed. So we'll screenshot and then we'll pull it up here. Is this blurry for you? If this is blurry for you guys, you're more than welcome to call me out on it. And because I think there's a way to fix it. I just don't know if it'll mess with the stream if I do it. So let me know if it's worth it to fix, if it's causing problems for you guys. So let's see. Let's stop this screen share. Let's add, where is it? This one. So you guys see that, right? Brandon Ayuk, this is verse cover 1 with Brock Purdy and Debo on the field. Not a large sample size, only 13 routes. But on those 13 routes, Ayuk has 6 targets for 87 yards. Debo, on the other hand, has 2 targets for 0 receptions and 0 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 9 routes, 0 targets, 0 receptions. So, for anybody that just wants it spoon fed to them, Brandon Ayuk is a very good play this week. Let's get back to this. All right, here we go. So Brandon Ayuk, great play this week. Add him to the list. Isaiah Hodgins not touching. Went over everything else 49ers. Definitely not playing anything in the Jets-Patriots game. D-Hop versus Cleveland could be interesting. I think what I feel like I've kind of figured out is D-Hop or Tannehill looks to D-Hop when he has no idea what else to do. So I'm expecting Cleveland to get a lot of pressure to him. And if they do that, he might just say, I haven't even gotten a chance to read it, and just chuck it up to D-Hop. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull this thing out of the oven, and then I'll be back. But let me fix this so you guys are just looking at the prize pick screen. It'll literally take me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I'm coming back. What's up, everybody? All right, let's check on soccer real quick. 1 save, 3 saves. So we're at 4 in that game, I think. Yeah, we're at 4 in the game where we need the under. And we're at 2 in the game where we need the over. Oh, that's not good. All right, back to football. What site am I using? This is vital information. This site is called the 33rd Team. We'll zoom in. I didn't realize it was so zoomed out. It's called the 33rd Team. Great website. Highly recommend. The only other website I really use other than this one for NFL data is True Media, and that's something you have to pay a lot of money for. So I wouldn't even be paying for it for myself if it wasn't something I get as like being part of another Capper group. But if you have any questions about coverages or anything like that, just shoot me a DM or ask in the comments and I can pull it up for you always. Is there anything else? Ayuk didn't practice today, but I like to play if he's healthy. I think he will be. Let me check. It honestly might just be a normal rest day. Players do it all the time earlier in the week. Let's check the news. Kyle Shanahan provides injury updates. He was in and out of the game due to a shoulder injury. A reporter asked Shanahan if it would be serious. Shanahan said, I wouldn't think so. I know he was hurting a little bit, but he was able to play through it, so I think he'll be all right. I mean, never take anything Kyle Shanahan says to be true, but I mean, if he was jumping or if he was coming back in the game, I assume if you give him a week's rest, he'll be fine. So for those, somebody asked what lines are we taking? This is it so far. We have Goff passing yards for sure. Or I might be taking Goff fantasy score, depending on what it opens up at. Herbert likely passing yards. I love the matchup, but the line's a little high, so we'll see. Tony Pollard rush yards I really like. Brandon Ayuk receiving yards I really like if he's healthy. Devontae Parker versus the Jets. if it was anybody except Sauce Gardner, I'd really like that. I think he's being undervalued. I'd say the play for Devontae Parker is wait for him to have a 30-yard week because versus the Jets, just because it's a bad matchup. His line next game will probably be at like 42, 45 and a half, and then we take the over next game depending on who it is. Garrett Wilson, no, don't want any of this. No, no, none of this looks good. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm going to pull up this tweet that JJ sent me earlier today. Basically, we're going to avoid Amon-Ra and we're going to target Jahmyr Gibbs this week. Where is it? Oh, wait. The Giants-Niners is a Thursday night game. I didn't realize that. Okay, so here's what JJ just sent to me regarding Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk had a CT scan yesterday. There's no break to the clavicle area. His ability to play Thursday night will be solely relative to pain tolerance. Do what you will with that information. I might, if I can't find anything else I like on the 49ers side, I might take the risk on it. If he gets a day of practicing or something. If he doesn't, I hate playing injured players. So we'll just have to see. All right, let me pull up the Amon-Ra text that he sent me. You guys can see that. So Amon-Ra St. Brown coverage shell splits this season. Oh, no. Fuck. Sorry, can't say that. Excuse my French. But yeah, now that game where we have under 6 saves, it is now at 5 saves with 20 minutes left. So that's a good time. Yeah, don't love that. But yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown versus single high coverage is way better versus 2 high coverage, and Atlanta plays a lot of 2 high coverage. So if Amon-Ra is not going to be targeted and David Montgomery is injured, it means Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be on the field a lot. They're going to be running routes a lot, and he's going to get targeted a lot. So actually, I might wait until Gibbs' lines comes out, and we'll take Gibbs instead of Goff, but we'll see. Calvin Ridley versus Houston is a great one. Good bounce back spot. Christian Kirk versus Houston is okay. Nico Collins versus the Jags, I really like. Keenan Allen versus Minnesota, I really like. Mike Williams, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison, I know he's had a good first 2 games, but I don't love the peripheral numbers. I'm going to stay away from him until there's some consistency there. I really don't love Seattle until for the next few weeks. I was really high on them coming into the season, but I really didn't like what I saw versus the Rams, and I think their tackles are still injured, so I'm probably not going to play anything there for a little while. CD versus Arizona, pick your poison, either CD or Tony Pollard. Love both of them pretty much every week. If Cooks is back, taking CD's tough. They're both really good plays, actually. I'll have to think on that. No. Maybe. And then, versus Tampa. What coverage does Tampa run? A1! Bro, you want to get up here? Because I can share my link with you right now. Yeah, anybody that wants to get up here, just let me know. I can put the invite link in the chat so you can get up here. Just let me know. But back to what I was thinking. I don't think the Bucs make the same mistake that the Vikings did. So either AJ Brown or Devonta Smith is going to go off. Let's check what coverages they ran. When you said Elijah Mitchell overs this week, I actually really like that. I'm checking the pass coverage. Give me 2 seconds. Who am I looking at again? Tampa. What did I just do? All right, we're looking at 2023. Tampa is running heavy cover 3. Fifth most in the NFL. Cover 3 and cover 2 seems to be their go-tos. Let's check last season. Um, 41% cover 3. Yep, pretty much lines up. So expect a lot of cover 3 and cover 2. And is that quarter? No, that's for the Panthers. Damn. It's tough because cover 3 favors more AJ Brown. Cover 2 favors more Devonta Smith. I might have to stay away. Yeah, I might just fade both of those then. What else can we look at? Receptions. Debo at 4.5 attempts. Yeah, the rest is just for Thursday Night Football. Dude, maybe we have a decent. No, I don't think I'm taking Debo under. I was gonna say maybe we have a decent pivot if Ayuk is out. We can just go ahead and take Debo under instead of taking Ayuk over, or if Ayuk plays. But I don't know. I feel like Debo's lines are still too low to be taking his unders. I would like them to be a little bit higher. Kittle is due at some point to cook. We're not playing the Kittle game. I decided this year that I'm not doing that to myself anymore. It's so hard to predict him, and every time you try to, we end up being wrong. I'm just not. I think he's one of the best. I think he is arguably the best tight end in the NFL for in real life stuff, but for football or for fantasy football and betting, I hate it. He is, to me, Kittle is to football what Bam Adebayo is to basketball. Actually, really solid in real life, fits the system and the coach perfectly, but is just awful for betting. So that's my 2 cents. Let's go look into some Thursday night information. So I want to see team defense. Whoa, my shit is lagging a lot. You guys see that? Bam comparison is a killer. I know you like that one, A1. I know you like that comparison. What time does baseball start today? Yeah, that bet's chalk. Why is this still lagging on me? All right, here we go. No, we don't. Oh, okay. Here we go. 49ers press percentage to start the season. Not that high, 28.6. Trying to think, who do they play week 2 again? The Rams? They get the ball out quick. That doesn't surprise me as much. Where are the Giants at? Giants are not getting any pressure. My God. Let's take a look at last year. Even though I know the teams aren't the same, but still. Yeah, the 49ers surprisingly do not bring a lot of pressure, it looks like. 10th most last season at 35%. How many Saquon missed a few games last season, didn't he? Let's check how Daniel Jones did without him. Spell that'd be helpful. We'll zoom in for you guys so you can see a little better. So actually, he hasn't played a game without. Oh, I did not spell Saquon correctly. Since 2021, 15 to 20 for 110 yards, 22 to 32 for 222. just remembered why Thursday night games suck. I might try and target an under in this game, honestly, for the Giants. I just want to know who takes the biggest hit without Saquon. How do tight ends do against these teams? So let's check. For Giants. Oh, Giants allowed the fifth most fantasy points to tight ends in this, like with the offensive line, which Kittle does a lot, and they're actually pretty good against tight ends in the slot. And that's the sixth save for that soccer slip. That's not good at all. They pair with chalks as a whole, but I would have at least liked to go 1-1. So not good. Oh, 3 saves. Oh, it's been chalk. Never mind. That's 7. All right. What was it going to do? Oh, let's find the Giants on this list. So they give up the 16th most fantasy points to tight ends in the slot, 5th most to inline tight ends. Let's go check exactly which tight ends those were. Tight ends first, Giants log. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be looking at 49. Let's check anyways. 6 of 8 to Zach Ertz. 6 of 7 to Goddard. 13 of 16 to Hawkinson. Yeah, they kind of get smacked by good tight ends. 4 of 4 to Schultz. Sorry. Three to Akins, 4-7 to Ingram, 7-11 to Mark Andrews. All right, now let's check 49ers since I was trying to look at Waller this whole time anyways. 3 of 7 to Higbee, 7 targets is promising, but I think Stafford threw the ball 55 times this game. Freiermuth 1 of 4, Hayward 2 of 4, 3 to McBride last season, 3 of 5 to Waller. At the Raiders, this is actually okay. 8 combined targets here. 6 of 8 to Thomas. So tight ends don't do half bad versus the Niners. Waller's going to line up in the slot more often than not. Check how the 49ers rank there. Okay, yeah, we're not playing Waller even with Saquon out. So yeah, we're definitely going to be playing an under in this game. For the Giants, at least. So let's look at what our options are, shall we? We got Daniel Jones. We got Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton could be a good one because he's not. I don't think he's the best route runner, but he can stretch the field pretty well. With that being said, actually, yeah, never mind. Because last season, Darius Slayton's air yards were always so high. I was like, all right, you're just hoping for 2 catches, and then he's probably hitting. And I think there was a good 3 weeks where after Wan'Dale Robinson and who was the other gadget guy last season? It was Wan'Dale Robinson and one other receiver. Once they both went down and it was just Darius Slayton as the main option, he just kind of went off. MLB is garbage. Agreed. I don't like betting on MLB. Kittle squad ride. No, we're not doing it. I'm hoping he goes over. I'm rooting for him every game, even though I'd never have money on him anymore. I'm still rooting. I wanted to ball. Paris Campbell is a decent look. Darren Waller, we're not playing. So if we're not playing Waller, I don't want to play Waller's under because I still think he's going to be Daniel Jones' favorite target. I just don't like the matchup for him. So I'm just staying away from him altogether. Hodgins, Campbell, Slayton. Those are the remaining 3 options. Let's go check their usage rates. Where is PFF for me? Not here. Here we go. Utilization report. Do they have the week 3 utilization report out yet? They doesn't look like it. No. All right. Looks like we're using the 33rd team instead. Come here. Receiving, because honestly, whoever's getting the least amount of work on the most snaps is who I'd want to take under in this game. Because there's only going to be more receiving competition. And yeah, I just don't love it. So, team, New York Giants, where are you at? We want 2023 only. So right now, Slade's getting the most snaps, 11 targets, which is nice. Paris Campbell, 10 targets on 87 snaps, which is also really good. Let's check routes. 32 routes. That's really good for Slade, especially if he's going to see more work with Saquon out. That's really nice. 2.4 yards per route run. Hodgins, 22 routes. God, all these numbers look really good. What do we do, guys? Do we just like take the field goal kicker under or some shit? What are we supposed to do here? Let me hear your thoughts. Anybody want to come up here? I can share the link in the chat. Anybody wants to come talk about the New York Giants with me? Maybe you got a better read than I do. And when we look at these lines, dude, they're all 33 yards and above or and below. And we're talking about guys with over 30% targets per route run shares. Everybody's going to be running more routes. That's tough. You can tell they've been running the ball a lot too. Because 32 routes on 100 snaps, that's not normal. 22 routes on 90. This is so nuts, though. I really want to take Darius Slayton over. Why not Jones over 31.5 passing attempts in a game with 49ers minus 10 spread and no Saquon? I might. Honestly, might. What's the pace of both teams? So far, who are we talking about? The Giants and the 49ers? Start down up. Here's San Francisco. And here are the Giants. Where's total offense? Let's see what we have here. Average time possession. Oh, time possession percentage. That's what I want. Because if the 49ers are high here, then this is where I'd be concerned, and they are. That's what I don't love. I think, like, yes, the Niners are going to be minus 10, but that also means they're probably going to be controlling time of possession, and they're going to be doing a lot through the run game, which is why A1 I bet likes, what's his name? Elijah Mitchell. I can check how often Daniel Jones passed the ball without Saquon on the field. It's just tough because now Dave was there and Saquon was never really injured last year. So if I look at stats from last year, the only time Saquon isn't going to be on the field is when they're like intentionally not putting him on the field for a specific pass formation where they're running it with a running back. DJ was 4 out of 6 in losses, but actually 4 out of 5 benched in a game, which is always in play. Yeah. Let's check something. Is Daniel Jones going against the 49ers? Ooh. 17-32 in 2020. Saquon injured this game. Again, though, completely different coach and coordinator. Saquon was not there. They ran a total of 15 times, though. So they only ran 47 plays. How has the quarterbacks done so far? I know you said Stafford just went crazy. I'm trying to see what the last QB did. Pickett, 46. All right. You guys might be on to something here. Heineke and Wentz split for 34. Geno, 44. Brady, 55. Of course. Tua, 33. Why is Tua so low? What happened? Oh, I remember watching this game. Tua played awful. Tua played so bad. What's happening here? Anthony Richardson, doubtful versus Ravens. They should just rest him. They're not going to win that game anyways. They need to stop acting like they're going to. Let's see if my soccer is officially chalked. If I get one more goal in the PSG Dortmund game, I think I'm fine. Because I had to take the team totals over 2.5, or the game totals over 2.5 and under 2.5 instead. Jesus, man. Shit wager. Yeah, it's looking like Daniel Jones' pass attempts is going to be the move. 31.5. Let me check if. Whoa, I'm really close, aren't I? Let me check if. I'll go find my Brock Purdy completions under. Why is that? I feel like I'd rather have either Debo under or Ayuk over in that case. What are his lines at? Did I say I like Kirk in a shootout with the Chargers? I'm expecting a shootout. I don't know that I like Kirk to actually pull through. I know Madison sucks, but they've also faced who is it? The Eagles and the Bucks, who have better run defenses than pass defenses. So I don't know. Let's check on what A1 Sun is about. So this is the close one he's talking about, and then Miami and let's check something here. McCaffrey had 17 attempts. Jordan Mason, a nice 8 attempts. Why did they pass it so much then? They just run a bunch of plays? Yeah, Jesus, 75 plays? Was this the game that Jimmy G got hurt? Where Brock Purdy first took over? I think it was. That's shocking that they'd let him go that long, if that's the case. Yeah, Tua was really bad that game. I remember watching that, and I was like, Tua looks like he couldn't complete a 10-yard pass. It was truly tough to watch. Thoughts on Justin Jefferson? I don't hate it. I mean, he should cover, unless he has the only time Jefferson really you should expect him not to cover is when he's going against super aggressive defenders. Like Jeff Okuda's not that great of a corner, especially 1v1. But last year he locked down Jefferson just because as soon as that ball was snapped, Okuda was just shoved him like as hard as he could and threw Jefferson off every snap. And then what's his face? Stephon Gilmore, a lot of the same, very aggressive and good corner. So those are really the only times you should expect Jefferson to go under. So yeah, I actually don't hate the Brock Purdy under. The issue, my only thing is, I don't. The same reason I like Elijah Mitchell, I don't expect them to. Oh my god! Oh my god! 94th minute, last play of the game. Lazio was down 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. Their goalie just scored the game tying goal. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's in Champions League, bro. That's out of dreams, man. Oh my god. I haven't seen that happen in so long. That's game. They just called game right there after that goal. That's amazing. What and people trying to say soccer's boring. My ass. Oh my god, that's crazy. But yeah, Thursday Night Football, they're not going to want to run Christian McCaffrey too much. They're going to try and keep his usage down as much as possible. That's really my only concern with this prop, if I'm being honest. The attempts prop is more or less the same. I want to see, can we expect any line movement? Oh, Purdy's juice minus 135 under. So if you guys want to get that, we got to get that in now. I can't take it because, again, I'm in Ohio. But if you guys like that, go ahead and take it now. Oh shit. I think that's it on my end. I think what we can do is tomorrow. This already went a little longer than I wanted it to. So tomorrow we can do an actual numbers deep dive. And so for those that want to see what we kind of got today, just at first look, Goff passing yards. Once they put Gibbs up, depending on his line, I might rather have Jahmyr Gibbs over Goff. Justin Herbert passing yards. Tony Pollard rushing yards. Brandon Ayuk receiving yards if he's healthy. And then potentially Daniel Jones pass attempts over, and Brock Purdy pass completions under. You don't like ETN versus the Texans? Isn't their run defense awful? The Texans, I don't think they're that bad defensively. Like I think people just think since it's the Texans, they're supposed to be that bad. I'm gonna check how the recent running backs have been doing, but I think their defensive line is very average. Nothing good or bad. Zach Moss went 18 for 88 yards and 19 receiving yards, but he also played 98% of snaps, which is not something that is normal. And Gardner Minshew passed I think he was 19 of 23. He played through a great game, so it's like when the offense can't do anything wrong, or when the quarterback can't do anything wrong, it makes the running back's job a lot easier. And then Gus Edwards, Dobbins, and Hill all combined for 24 rushes for 63 yards, which also isn't anything special. Why is Zach Moss Barry Sanders when he goes against the Titans? Last game of the season, 18 rushes for 114 yards. But yeah, honestly, I don't think the Texans' defensive line is that bad. I don't think they're great, but I think their struggles are very much overblown. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. We'll do a deep dive tomorrow. But until then, okay, I'm back. Until then, enjoy sweating out MLB today. Sorry for the soccer chalk if you ended up tailing that. And me and JJ, I'm posting the video we recorded this morning. I'm posting it soon. Tomorrow, we're not doing a video, but I'll do a stream at 2. And then Thursday, we should have another video up soon. But good luck with your best day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.